Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday, time for our new elimination race on RGT. Looking forward to this one, hoping I can last longer than one lap and longer than 4 minutes 16 seconds than I did before. And I also hope that I'm going to be able to fan view the rest of the riders after I get knocked out. So hopefully those things happen, but I'll see you on the bike.
Right then, just over 20 seconds left to go, and we have 12 riders on the start line. We're going to try a 2-lap start where we all stick together, and then the craziness starts with elimination laps. Let's hope that I can do a little bit better this week. It's good to see a nice number of people, 12 riders. Gives a good length ride and not too long a race with millions of people, obviously. So anyway, I'm going to stop yabbering, try and catch up with this group so we can all stay together, because I'm behind already. Right, we're about to make the turn to start the first lap. I'm already slightly off the back there. Try and keep up and get into the group. Here we go. First elimination lap started. Okay, come on. Didn't go out first lap. That's good. Come on. Oh, I got through the next lap too. Oh, rebel spawn that time. Heading out. 10 riders left. I'm in 7th at the moment. Just got over the next line, down to 9 riders, going to the next one. So go out. Can't believe I've beaten Craig. Oh, this is hard. It's so frantic. I can't believe it. I'm through another lap. Oh no. Everyone's disappeared. Oh, come back. Please come back. Oh, I've got connection problems. Oh. I haven't got a clue where I am, where they are, and I'm assuming I'm not getting any draft benefit. I can't push any more than this. Come on, my legs are gone. Oh, they're all crossing the line by the looks of it. That'll be me out. Oh, how irritating. Oh, I've obviously completely disconnected from the server. How have I initiated an elimination lap on the one rider left in the race? Ah, that's such a shame. I must have knocked the Wi-Fi signal or something out whilst I was playing around with the computer and not plugged it back in properly. Oh well. Also means I can't rejoin. Unless lots of people are having connection problems, because that just said a couple of other people left the race. Coast over, see what it says. Yeah, it's just going to carry on forever. Oh, that's disappointing. I'm hoping that's just a me issue and not a RGT issue. But that means I can't see the results either. One day I'll get a proper recording of what's going on. Alright, well, I'm going to log off, join the guys over in Zwift and have a chat and see what they feel. Hopefully they've had no issues and it's just me. But I'll let you know after. I'll tell you what, before I go, what is really quite weird is that I'm saving 81 watts and that means I'm still moving. Oh, I've entered an elimination lap, second out of 4 apparently. It's gone weird, and there was a message that came up there that that was working for me. Now it's not. So yeah, everyone's been kicked out. N Corbin, C Swan, and Slevin. It looks like a server issue rather than a me issue, which is absolutely gutting. Anyway, I'm going to catch up with the guys and find out.
It turns out it wasn't just me that had the problem, it was everybody. Unfortunately, something must have happened on the RGT server which cut out. A bit disappointing because it was really good fun up to that point, and we jumped over to Zwift to join the after ride, which was really good. A few people came over, we had a good chat on Discord, talked about it and a lot of other stuff. So what turned into a bit of a frustrating race actually turned into a nice group ride, and I did the hour over on Zwift as well. So it wasn't a wasted night on the bike. We'll also have a look at changing things up slightly for next time. There's probably a thought that there's too many corners. I didn't realise really when your number turns red in the top left hand corner, your watts number, it actually means you're going too fast because there's braking involved in RGT. So it's wasted watts and it pulls the brakes on as you go around corners. So we might have a look in the database, see if there's another magic road that we can possibly use that needs less of that, and try and mix it up every week if we can. That's if we can get towards the end of a race anyway. But talking about RGT, I've created myself a magic road route and I'm going to ride that tonight. It's Monday tonight and I've not done this yet, so I wanted to see what it was like. I sent the GPX file in to RGT and within a couple of minutes I had an email back saying it had been created and it's gone into RGT in my magic rides. It's automatically linked, which is awesome. And the route I've selected, so I used to live in a little village outside Basingstoke called Oakley. And that's where I did all my training for my London to Brighton rides. And it was like lots of intertwining roads, so you could create different distances of routes. Found one of those, an old route I did which was 30 kilometres, and thought it'd be awesome to ride that, see how similar it is on the Magic Road on RGT. So I'm going to jump on now and have a go, and I'll show you the footage after. In hindsight, I wish I had got the camera out and recorded as I went along, because there were actually quite a few things that happened that are good to talk about. So what I thought I'd do is actually talk through some of the things that I saw and put me in the bottom corner, and we can have a bit of a look at how the process works and what it looks like on Zwift. So I'll put myself down there. So as you can see, it loads up. It's got a 4-minute countdown. It kind of loads it up as an event that you have to wait to start. Eventually go in, it loads the ride up and it drops you into a world. I didn't select this, with a lot of bots that are already there that ride with you. I had to go into my sensors and reconnect my sensors. I didn't go anywhere, which is why they've all disappeared off in front of me. But I finally get that sorted and I get going. Now I select a route. You can see the route on the right that has a lot of intertwining roads and sort of roads where you go back on yourself, and I think that's confused the GPX file, because you can see that road that is created on the right hand side at a different elevation, and it's sort of overhanging the main road. So I think that's a lesson to be learnt about the routes. One thing I did notice, again, probably my GPX file was, I think it's 2015 it was from. you can see slightly in that slope on the top right that it actually does an incline, hits the slope, hits the incline up, levels off, and then does it again. It's not a gradual ride. And I think that's a couple of times I noticed that throughout the ride. Maybe it's the GPX file. It's not smoothing out those hills. It certainly isn't like that in real life. Here I'm just riding along, and then we'll go on to the next part, which is again, you can see again the hills. It's whacking up to 11.3% slope, 11.6%, and then you'll see it'll ease off right down into the, well, it's that 1.9 before hitting another slope again, and it's a very sort of bumpy incline as you go. I think that, again, probably the GPS file, I need to learn from that. Then we came to the point in the road where it's a switch back on itself, and you can see it's kind of tried to draw the road twice. You see the rider's coming the other way, and I've disappeared under that road. So yeah, again, lessons to be learnt. This is what it does. If you do that, you basically get a corner at the end where you turn back on yourself, disappear under the road again. And again, this is a better view of the going up. It's going up to 9.3% slope here, and then it eases off, and then it does a nice casual sort of 1.3% slope, and you carry on like that, and it sort of slams those brakes on when you hit that big slope. It slams the brakes on. You have to climb up that bit, and then it eases off again. It'll do it again in a minute here. As you see, it's just whacking it up, come to pretty much a standstill, and then it'll ease off. So just, again, lessons to be learned about maybe creating the file, and then obviously that's round to the end. It does create a nice little start-finish line for you as well on your route. It tries to do a loop if it can as part of the setup of the ride. But that all feels like quite negative feedback, and it's not meant, that isn't negative feedback on RGT at all. It's a realisation of probably work that has to go into a GPX file to make it usable. I certainly wouldn't use routes that intertwine with each other a lot, and I wouldn't use routes that go back on each other, because it's interesting, the GPX files had the two roads that in real life would still be the same heights as each other, but one of those roads is slightly inclined on RGT. As I say, that could be because my GPX file is so old. I don't know a lot about GPX files. There are ways to edit GPX files, so that's something I'm going to have to look into. But for a first ride, the process was so simple. Email a GPX file over to RGT, and within a couple of minutes you'll get an email back saying it's good to go. Log straight into RGT, and there it is under your magic roads to ride, and we can do that as an event as well. So bit of an interesting start, but more of a learning curve on my part in terms of how to set those up. I'm hoping there's a way of smoothing out the hills, because they're certainly not like that in real life, or they're not how I remember. I mean, 2015, it is 2022. But yeah, I think that's just a few tweaks to a GPX file, and we'll probably get the ability to set up roads a bit better than what I have there. But it was a first stop shop, straight in, give it a go, see what happens. And I did really enjoy it. It was good fun, and to have the other bots on as well, whilst I didn't really see them at any other point in the ride, it was quite nice. I guess if I hadn't lost the group at the very beginning, I know I overtook a few, then I could probably have stayed in a group with a few of them. But I think it's a really, really nice addition. But that's my first look into an attempted race, elimination race, where I got past the first lap, and a look at the magic roads. I think my overriding feeling at the moment, when you talk about Zwift and RGT, I really like what RGT is doing. I still find myself thinking I'm going to jump onto Zwift because I can just ride around. And that's weird. There's more people on Zwift. You can see the intertwining roads. You can see the people coming and going. You can choose to go a different direction. So I don't know what that is. I don't know why that comes back. Maybe that's just habit. But it'd be interesting to see the route that Wahoo go with RTX in the future. And we'll carry on doing our rides. And as I said, I'll find one that maybe has less corners in it. If I can find a 1 kilometre loop with less corners and do an elimination per lap, I think that will work really well. But we'll vary those up and have different things within each one every couple of weeks, which will be good. Some other interesting news. Andy Pimer has set up a group called the Flat Tyres, and the aim of the group is that we will weigh in every Thursday and have a little leaderboard about who's lost the most weight in terms of actual weight and in terms of percentage weight loss as well. So a little bit of fun, weigh in just before the race on a Thursday. You'll see this on Wednesday. If you want to join up, just head to the Facebook group and drop a message to Andy, and I'm sure he'll add you to that as well. With that in mind, I'd normally weigh in on a Tuesday. That's what I've been doing. I'm going to change my weigh-in day to a Thursday to coincide with that. So that will be on the next video. Rides for the rest of the week. We have Thursday night's race. To this week is a TT race, and we're doing the Seaside Loop or something it's called in Watopia, one of the event-only routes. That'll be really good to tick another route off. One that we've not done before. Now we have the event-only routes available in clubs. That is the TT race, and on Saturday we have the Bandit group ride, 11 o'clock in the morning UK time. So if you're interested in coming along to those, look in the description below. All the sign-up details will be there, and I'll see you there. But that is the end of this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, do hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.